Senator Soto?
Yes, thank you. Going back to my question and your first portion of the answer.
Yes.
So, Vergara, 1122,
Yes.
magkano pa ang pera doon?
Before that, Your Honor, at 11:19, there was a withdrawal of $19.95 million. Then, 3 minutes later, the recall from Bangladesh arrived, and that actually there were no other withdrawals. Withdrawals to transfer to the William Go account, actually. There were no other withdrawals after the recall. The next email from Bank of Bangladesh was number 103 in the 790 emails that we received. And we received it, our settlements department read it at 11:25 in the morning and sent it to the branch at that time. But at 10:24 in the morning, 15.216 million from the Vasquez account was transferred to another account. And after the recall...
Which account? Transferred to what?
I don't have the waiver, Your Honor, but I have requested Philrem for their waiver, and they have refused to give me their waiver. So I'm unable to discuss details other than a transfer to another account, Your Honor. So at 11:25 in the morning, we received our recall from the Bank of Bangladesh, and at 11:34...
This is on February
9, Your Honor.
Thank you.
At 11:34 in the morning, another withdrawal or transfer to the William Go account was made from the Vasquez account, and this is for $9.76 million, Your Honor. The third recall that we received on February 9 was at 11:30 in the morning, and this was number 108 in the 790 emails that we received on that day, and this pertained to the Lagrozza's account. Prior to that, on February 5, at 3:16 in the afternoon, there was already a withdrawal, a transfer to the William Go account of $22.7 million. After the recall was received from the Bank of Bangladesh, an additional $7.23 million was withdrawn from the Lagrozza's account and transferred to the William Go accounts at 11:35 in the morning. There was no recall from the Cruz account on February 9. The text of all three recalls are identical, as I read. They just said that the transaction was doubtful and they thought it was against anti-money laundering laws. On February 10, Your Honor, at 2:41 in the afternoon, we received our fourth recall from the Bank of Bangladesh, and this pertained to the Cruz account. The wording is different already, but it is still a 999, so it's just a free format, unauthenticated free format message. It's a normal priority transaction, although the narrative contains the word "stop urgent," but it doesn't appear unless you open the email. And the words are, please be informed that this is a fraudulent transaction and unauthorized access in our SWIFT system. So you are requested to stop the payment, and if you have already made the payment, then freeze the account of beneficiary and please back the funds to the account number 210-83190. So, Your Honor, this is the only different one. We never received any other clarificatory messages from the Bank of Bangladesh for the other three accounts, clarifying why they thought the transaction was doubtful, because we had no idea. In fact, we were really in the dark when we received the first three messages, and things became a little clearer, but even then, not so, on February 10. That's all that we have from the Bank of Bangladesh, Your Honor, on the recalls. I've given you the flow on a per account basis as well.
All right. We noticed the timing, 2 minutes, 3 minutes before.
Yes,
no?
yes, Your Honor.
They received it now. All, if not most, well, most, if not all, were transferred to the William Go account.
$66 million, Your Honor.
So what did you do with the William Go account?
Your Honor, we did not freeze it. I have already said before that the bank is a private institution. We have the ability and the power to freeze accounts where funds enter, but not when the funds have already moved out. Banks do not have this authority, and neither do the regulators, Your Honor. The law and the regulations do not allow for us to freeze accounts as the funds move down. In fact, Your Honor, when we receive a freeze order, we also have to ask for clarification from our regulators if there are accounts which we believe should have been included. And we ask them, please advise us. We will put these accounts on hold. Please advise us if we should freeze. And if they tell us, no, please remove that, then we comply, Your Honor. So we, on our own, we do not have that power.
All right. To complete the picture, so what did you do?
So, Your Honor, we,
How did you respond
yes, Your Honor, we,
to the requests, the messages?
for the simple reason that the law prohibits me from discussing the filing of suspicious transactions reports, I cannot detail when and how we filed suspicious transactions reports for these accounts. But needless to say, we did receive a call from the AMLC saying that the government, that the Bank of Bangladesh, the governor had called them, and it was only then that we realized that it was the Central Bank of Bangladesh, and we did file all our reports in a timely manner, as we normally do, Your Honor.
At that time, or right after, when you already received these messages, did the bank already have an idea on the accounts being fictitious or fake?
No, Your Honor. We retrieved and pulled out the account opening forms on February 11, and it was around February 12 when we had an idea that the IDs were fictitious. Prior to that, we did not have any idea. So on February 9, we received 3 requests for freeze, or 3 requests by way of an unauthenticated free format message, which for us were confusing. We didn't understand why these transactions were doubtful or why they were thought to be against anti-money laundering laws. We had a little more clarity on February 10 when we received another normal priority message from the Bank of Bangladesh, and because they gave a different reason for the 4th account, we never had any clarificatory messages for any of the other 3 accounts. We never received any call from the Bank of Bangladesh. We only received further guidance from the AMLC. That's it, Your Honor.
My next question would probably, well, your answer would probably help us in crafting the amendments to the anti-money laundering law that we are contemplating on. What kind of request or message would have provided you with sufficient legal basis to immediately freeze these accounts,
Well,
or these accounts?
An immediate freeze, Your Honor, is really a court order. That's really what empowers every bank to freeze any account. But we would have held the funds.
In this case, it would have been too late, di ba?
It would have been too late if the freeze order came because the money did
Kung
move
court
fast.
order pa. So,
Yes.
what kind of powers do you need to be able to do that?
Perhaps the law should be amended to include some holding power for the banks, at least to clarify that these banks have holding power when we receive certain messages. In this case, Your Honor, if we received an MT-192, a FIN 192, request for cancellation, we could have acted on the message more promptly. And I also do have to refer back to a statement that I made earlier that Maia De Guito, when she received the first of these messages, rushed to expedite the withdrawals as well. And at the end of it, she said it's better for her to expedite, to process these withdrawals than to have herself and her family killed. So it's in that context that even if she received the freeze orders, she still continued to withdraw about 16 million afterwards.
Yun ang
In that
problema,
context,
because
yes.
the usual practice is kahit sa mga karaniwan na bangko, pagka medyo malaki yung transaksyon or cheque, tumatawag yung branch manager at tinatanong yung owner ng account kung in-issue niya ito. Ginagawa nila yun So in this case, it was not done in your branch.
No.
All right.